The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Women of Prominence, and 4 Point Media presents The Culture of Music and Film. I am Von True, your hostess of the hour, and we have two music legends in the house tonight. You guys get ready, get excited. First is my co-host for the evening, who is an amazing man with so many accomplishments. He has been a DJ for quite a number of years, as well as an amazing music executive, as well as an international artist manager and a bestseller of his book, Health is Wealth, author James Jazzy Jordan.
Well, thank you, Vaughn. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. We have an exciting show for you guys. You guys need to stick around for this because I got the one and only, or we have the one and only.
Yes.
I named him Sir Charles because Charles Connor is just not enough. He's Sir Charles. This man has played with everybody from Little Richard to James Brown. He comes from New Orleans. He's inducted into the Hall of Fame there. This guy is incredible. Sir Charles, welcome.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Welcome.
Yes. So let's talk about this. I mean, you started in what year?
I started playing professional drums 1950. I was about 15 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what was it like in 1950 trying to, as a black musician, trying to get started in this crazy business?
Well, you're very ambitious, and you want to play good and everything. You want to hang around other musicians that you can learn from and stuff like that. And I wasn't just satisfied playing in New Orleans. I wanted to travel and everything, see the world, and enjoy myself, get the great exposure.
Right. Mm-hmm. But New Orleans alone, I mean, that's like always been a hotbed of music. When you go to New Orleans, you go down Canal Street and hang out there, and the music is just everywhere. So is that what really was the first thing that really took you over when it comes to music?
Well, I was born where you hear music. I was born in a Frankfurt, 610 Dauphine Street, and you hear music, and you get the rum, all that food and everything, cooked fried chicken and fish and gumbo and all that stuff. Well, I was born around music and everything, but I left New Orleans because I was a left-handed drummer, and I had too much. They had great drummers in New Orleans. I had too much competition in New Orleans, and I knew I was good, but I had confidence and I wanted to be different things. So I left New Orleans and started traveling on the road and stuff like that because where I could be recognized, where there wasn't too many other drummers. So I didn't have too much competition then.
Mm-hmm. So you get with Little Richard. How did that happen?
That happened, we were playing on 4th Street up in Nashville, Tennessee, and Richard was playing at a club called the Club New Era. And we were playing at a club called the New Orleans Club. Richard had a packed house, about 200 people. We had about 16 people in the club I was playing, and including the bartender, the bouncer, and the band and everything. So I seen a guy peep in the door with a lot of hair on his head. I have never seen nothing like that before. And I said, who is that and everything? Somebody said, that's Little Richard. And so the next night, he had his guitar player to come when we was taking a break, intermission. I don't know why we were taking a break. Ain't nobody. But anyway, what happened was the guitar player, a guy named Thomas Harwell, Richard did not have a band at that time. He was playing with the house band. He had the guitar player because his guitar player, Thomas, was the music director. But he wanted to perform a band and everything. So Richard said that, Thomas said that, Little Richard want to see you and Wilbur Smith, the tenor player. And I said, well, Richard, okay, all right. And he said, where you live at? Well, Richard was staying at the YMCA.
Okay.
And up in Nashville, Tennessee.
That was big business back there, YMCA. No,
yeah, it was big. Yeah, it was big. I had a clean place, too, Couldn't afford to play an expensive place. But anyway, so we went there the next day and everything. And Richard said, where you from? I said, from New Orleans. And I asked the other guy, where you from? He said, I'm from New Orleans. He said, Charles, what's your name? I said, Charles. Charlie or Charles? No, Charles. My mother named me Charles. C-H-R-L-E-S. Because people out south, they want to call it Charles and stuff.
Sure.
And so he said, I'm thinking about creating a band and called the Upsetters. I said, that's cool. I said, yeah, but that's nice, Mr. Little Richard. I said, but let me tell you, with all due respect, we haven't had a decent meal with eating bologna sausage and pork and beans and wieners and all that kind of stuff, for to get us over. I said, if we haven't a decent meal in 2 or 3 weeks. He said, oh, that's okay, honey. I'll take care. And so what happened, he sent out there and he sent us for some cornbread and cabbage, collard green, oxtail, fried chicken. And then after we ate and everything, so I'm full and everything. And so I got a lot of confidence in myself.
Right.
And he said, now I want to talk about you going back to Macon, Georgia. I said, well, and this was my confidence, this was my ego. I lost something. I didn't have much confidence that to tell them, but I told him, I said, Richard, all due respect, I'm 3 weeks behind my rent. And I got holes in my shoes and my drums in a pawn shop, because those drums I was playing with, those drums belong to the club. He said, okay, honey, I take care of it. I like that word, okay, honey. That was like magic to me,
Okay.
So he took care of everything, paid my rent and everything, and fed us and brought us back to Macon, Georgia, on the train. First time on a train in my life. Big time, man. Choo-choo train, love that, And what happened, he brought us back to Macon, Georgia. And so we were in a hotel named the Dean's Hotel. And so he said, I'll pay you guys rent for the next 3 or 4 weeks until I'm going to book some job. And so I can get the deposit so I can, I'm able to pay you guys rent and go to maybe a cafe and get food on the book when you can have lunch and dinner. I say, okay. And so we used to go to Maybell Cafe and everything, and we signed for what we want, I wasn't used to living like that. And I was still hungry and everything, and I said that the waitress said, "What'd you like to have, son?" I said, "I'd like to have a half a dozen of eggs and a half a pound of bacon." She said, "You must be hungry." I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'm hungry." Richard was paying for it.
Sure.
So I took it, but then after the next couple of days, I got kind of normal. I reading about 2 eggs and bacon and cornbread and whatever stuff like that, So after that, Richard thought his personal manager, Clint Bradley, started booking jobs around Macon, Georgia, and we started playing around Macon, Georgia, and places like that. And he was guaranteeing us like 4 nights a week. Okay. But we wouldn't play in Macon. We would play like the little surrounding southern states, like Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi, and places like that.
So, did Richard already have big hits?
No, he didn't have.
So, hold on. So, it was only after getting with you that Richard got the hits.
Well,
I mean, come on, let's not be too much.
Yeah, but he was well known.
Sure.
Down south, he made a living.
Sure.
Around Macon, Georgia. He did pretty well,
Right.
And after we started traveling, but Richard didn't become big. Richard was playing a lot of white clubs those days when black bands wasn't playing white clubs.
How was that possible?
Yes.
Well, he was playing white club because we was he wanted us to he wanted us to put pancake makeup and stuff like that, and eyebrow pencil and all that jazz, and look feminine. So the reason that was a good strategy. The reason why he did that, because if you played a white club, you wouldn't worry about messing with the white girl if you dress like that. So that's the strategy he used. You know, what we did, we want to do anyway. But the thing about that, and he was popular like that. You know, Little Richard and the Upsetters. You know, and
so I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm just stunned by this. So Little Richard figured out that in order for you guys to really get into another market, if you change your image up somewhat and made yourself less threatening, then they book you and
they book you, book you, and the white promoter book you in their club and everything.
Right.
But let me tell you something. We was in Macon, Georgia about 2 or 3 days, and then Richard came to the hotel and said, "Charles, I want to bring you to the train station on 5th Street." I said, "What do you want to bring me on the train station?" I'm young, you know, and he was about 2 years older than me. Mm-hmm. I was 18 years old, and he was 20 years old. And so he said, "Charles, let's go down to the train station, and I want you to hear the train pull off." So the train pull off like, choo, 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 choo. He said, "Charles, that's the beat I want you to play behind me." He said, "What are those?" I said, "Those are 8 notes." He said, "That's what I want you to play behind me, those 8 notes." And the 8 notes go like this, you know. And mostly all Richard tunes is like that because it start off like, "Good golly, man."
Right.
Jenny, 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 won't you come along? You know, that choo-choo drive. And
sure.
He had very few tunes that was real slow. Well, he had a tune called "Send Me Some Lovin'." Send me some lovin', dun 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 dun. Send me your friend. That was one of the only slow songs he did, you know. Mm-hmm. But the thing about that was he was satisfied with the drumming and everything like that because we didn't have a bass player at that time.
Really? So really, what were the pieces of?
We had two. We had an alto and a tenor saxophone. Mm-hmm. We had a guitar player, and Richard played piano, and Will would play, and he switched from tenor to piano too. Okay. And a bass. We didn't have a bass player because we really couldn't afford a bass player and Richard did not want a bass player, upright bass player.
Sure.
He said that's for trios or that's for big band. He wanted
jazz.
Jazz. Mm-hmm. He wanted electronic bass, you know. Mm-hmm. And so after we got that because I would fill in on my bass drum doing the bass drum doing 4/4 to take the place of the bass. I'm doing 4/4 on my bass like that, you know. It made it sound good, you know. And then
I was reading in your book where and you have 2 excellent books out, by the way.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't have those books, you definitely should get those. Now, I was reading in your book where it went so far that one event you were at, there were a gentleman that thought you were so feminine that he was patting you on your behind.
We have to walk like that. Yeah.
So tell us about that.
So what happened was I'm walking, a guy there with his girlfriend looking at me anyway like that, you know, because it was inquisitive about her. And the guy said, That's little Richard drummer. His name is Joe. Watch it. And he pat me on the butt like that.
Watch it.
And the bass player say, "Man, that guy," I said, "That's all right. That's cool. Everything cool." I told the road manager, Henry Nash, find out where he's sitting at and find out where he's at and all that. And I want you to tell his girlfriend for to meet me in the dressing room at intermission. I said, because I'm going to be banging her in about 45 minutes.
Okay. PG. Okay, that didn't really happen. Anyway, bottom line. This is how incredible this young man as a drummer is and was. At one point in your career, I was also reading where you were playing for James Brown and Little Richard at the same time.
Yeah, what happened was because James Brown and Little Richard had the same road manager, Clint Bradley. Uh-huh. But James Brown joined Clint Bradley, he was a personal manager about 6 months after Richard was there. So James Brown and Little Richard was around Macon, Georgia, James Brown, Richard was guaranteed, like I said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, like a matinee on Sunday and stuff like that, and 4 nights a week. And something, and sometimes a little extra work like wedding reception and stuff like that. And James Brown would play like Columbus, Georgia, and Savannah, Georgia. He was sending a different direction. We going a little further down southwest, and he going further northeast.
But not only that, you know, the way you described it, Little Richard was playing for more integrated, or not integrated, but he was doing some white clubs.
Yeah.
And James Brown was predominantly black, correct?
Yeah, only black. Yeah. He did it for years.
But their music is, to me, to my ears, is so drastically different.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as a drummer, the drummer is the heartbeat.
Yes.
The drummer is the one that keeps everybody together.
Yeah.
So, again, was that difficult? I mean, you know what? A young man I was talking to earlier today, he said, when greatness walks in, everything is easy.
That's
so was that easy for you?
Yeah. Because those days, if you was a drummer, they didn't call it, it was rhythm and blues. They didn't call it rock and roll then. They say that Little Rich said rhythm and blues had a baby and they call it rock and roll. You know. But the thing about that, when you was a drummer those days, when I'm coming up, you have to, when you go on a gig, even before I went on travel to Tennessee and play, you have to know how to play all kind of music.
Right.
You know, when they call you for a gig, I don't say, oh, you don't play rumble, oh, you don't play this, you don't play. No, you have to be qualified to play blues and everything. They didn't call it rock and roll, and you had to play country western and stuff like waltzer, da na 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 na, all that kind of.
But I want to go back this 1 second. I mean, because this is for all the young folks out there. How do you get this type of talent where you can play for anyone? Like you're saying, you have to be prepared. Whatever people want to hear, you have to be able to bring it. Mm-hmm. How did that come about? Was it just practice?
I know it's an automatic thing, and you have to practice and stuff like automatically around musicians that know more than you know. And what happened, they tell you, man, and you know, you have to, learn to play all kind of music.
Right.
Yeah. It's like a natural thing.
But when did you start, and when did you get your big break?
I got my big break up in Nashville, Tennessee with Little Richard.
How old were you?
Yeah, I was 15. I was 18 years old.
18?
Yeah, I was 18 years old, and he was 22 years old.
Right.
And I had to get permission from my mother for to go on the road. Rather, get the permission from the road manager for to go on the road with Little Richard. So I called my mother up and say, Mama, I want to go on the road with this guy named Little Richard. And my mother said, is that boy look like a woman with all that long hair? I said, yes, ma'am, but he's great. He's gonna be great and everything. Okay, and then my older brother, I can hear in the background, don't come back here switching.
So tell me, so some of I also read in your book where Jimi Hendrix used to play with Little Richard in the past?
Yeah. I wasn't with Jimmy. Jimmy's after me.
Okay, Jimmy came after you.
Yeah.
But Jimmy played with him as well.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, because you guys really ushered in rock and roll.
Yeah.
So who are some of the artists that borrowed or you were influenced by what you guys were doing?
Well, of course, Little Richard. I liked James Brown. I liked Professor Longhair.
Yeah, not necessarily your influences, but people that your music influenced.
Oh, well, what you mean, like?
Well, no, I've also read in your book, I got to give you credit, that Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones, for example, said that he used to watch Richard and he got a lot of his influences, music from Little Richard. So I was talking about those kind of guys that really kind of like, in a way, across the pond, they brought rock and roll to America, their style, but they really got a lot of...
from the American musicians, artists, artists and things like that.
Sure.
But I used to like jazz and everything. I like jazz, but I couldn't make no money playing jazz. I wanted to be like Max Roach or Buddy Rich or guys like that, Art Blakey. But it wasn't no money, and you gotta. The thing about me, Charles Collins, the personal thing. I mean, thank God gave me the talent to play drum, but I like material things too.
Oh, really? Yeah. Material things.
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to be playing the music out of just love. You just love music.
I love music. But you can't just live off love.
Come on, the OJ said I love music.
Yeah, I love music too, but I love to get paid for my talent.
So, are you still teaching? What are you doing?
I teach private lessons, and we're working on a documentary with my group and everything. Okay. Documentary named Charles Connor, Rock and Rhythm.
Right.
Yeah, great, man. You know, great stuff. And we interviewed guys like Slim Jim and Pat Boone.
Really?
H.B. Bonner, yeah. Sherilyn Lee, Earl Palmer, a lot of people we interviewed, yeah. Nice. It's going to be great. This documentary, I don't really want to call it a documentary. It's more like a movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some great people in there, too, with great stories and stuff like that.
So can you share with us like maybe a tidbit or something that Pat Boone shared? Because I'm interested in this because, you know, he used to cover like a Tutti Frutti. A Tutti Frutti.
yeah. Well, Pat Boone, a whole lot of white artists covered these black artists like Pat Boone and everything. Mm-hmm. But you got to remember, they were playing Pat Boone tune on a white radio station, and just like Elvis Presley, he covered some of Richard Tune too and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But the audience wanted to know who is the originator for those songs and everything. And they found a little Richard and blah, blah, blah. But you got to remember, all fairness, that Pat Boone helped to Richard said, for to get his song, because he was the originator, you know. So then Pat Boone was more like, Tutti Frutti, I'm running, Tutti Frutti.
Tutti Frutti, no rhythm. Oh, Rudy.
Yeah. But he had a little soul, but it's like he was singing. It's like,
really,
something like that. But Richard, Tutti Frutti,
something like that. Nobody did it like Richard.
But you have to have soul and everything. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. So if someone wanted to learn from you now, would the best place to go would be your website to get in touch with you?
Yeah.
And that's CharlesConnorsDrummer.com.
Yeah.
So that's great. You guys.
Charles Connor Drummer, Charles Connor Drummer, man, yahoo.com.
Yeah. So, you should definitely, check this young man out because guess what? He's not getting older. He's getting better. He's like a glass of wine. Just wine just gets finer with time.
Absolutely.
That's Sir Charles for you.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here too. I'm glad to be still living so I can tell the story and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not telling you what I read. I'm telling you the way we lived.
Okay, so authentic.
And let's talk about how you live. No, really, because we need to get into that. I think the young audience that's coming up today need to really, really know what you guys have to go through.
Well, show business is really something else, man. And you have to have confidence. Just like I was interviewed for the
documentary.
Yeah, documentary yesterday and stuff like that. Yeah, and you got to have a lot of faith what you're doing. You got to surround yourself with people that have the same dream you have and everything. I did for history makers.
Okay,
history makers. And I mean, after I've been playing professional drums for 15 years. After 70 years, they begin to recognize me.
Well, hey, you're still here.
Yeah, I'm still here, but I was gone 25 years ago. I would have got it. I want to see my the stuff right now.
But what's some of the other things? You're not only a drummer. Just talk to us about some of the other things that you've done.
Well, I teach. I'm an author.
Okay.
I got 2 books out. Don't Give Up Your Dream. You Can Be a Winner Too. And that's more of a motivational book.
Sure.
And I have.
I read it. I was motivated.
Well, yeah. Did it help you?
Yeah, absolutely. I was nobody until I read that book.
Oh, yeah, you was somebody. You always did have. This guy didn't have a job. He had a position.
No, back to you.
And you was cool.
I don't want to get fired.
Yeah. And I have another book out called, Story of a Legendary Drummer on the Road. Legendary Drummer. I learned a lot and stuff like that. And anything I can do to help people, man, I'm here. Because if I don't share my knowledge and my experience with other people, especially young musicians, young entertainers, it will be taken away from me.
Really?
And that's what I believe, and I thank you. Well, you got to share, man.
Yeah, it's all about that's interesting because when I got into the music business, a lot of people didn't want to share.
Yeah.
They were like, I remember once I was at this conference, and I won't mention any names. So it was a young man running the panel, and he was very popular at the time, and he was programming like 6 pop radio stations, and he had urban stations, and he was like, well, you guys need to think about crossing over, and you gotta get the word out. So I stood up, and I was like, so can I call you after this is over? He was like, no, don't call me.
Don't be bothered. Yeah.
But I appreciated that. And the reason I appreciated it because basically he didn't waste my time.
Yeah.
And
I'd
rather know that.
Yeah.
So did you do any DJing?
Did I do what?
DJing. Radio.
Oh, yeah. When I was working at K-Rock radio station, man, I did a lot of voiceovers.
Really?
Yeah, I did a lot of voiceovers for Kevin and Bean and Robert W. Morgan. Heavy. I did a lot of voiceover too, yeah.
Wow.
I enjoyed it. It's if you're a musician, entertainer, they figure you're supposed to know all those things. You're just talented to do all those things. You give it a try. I try anything. I never was afraid or bashful for to go on the stage. I mean, you go on the stage and what the worst thing could happen? Drop dead or you're being bad. So what?
Well, but that sounds good. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, is a lot of people have stage fright.
Yeah. But I never had stage. I was more of a show off.
Really? Really? I think you still have a little bit of that in you.
Yeah. It's rubbing arm around you, ain't it?
Are you going to blame me now?
Yeah, okay. Don't blame it on me. Yeah, but the thing about and you see, a lot of things people don't know. You could be a great entertainer, and you see Richard. I got that from Richard Will speaking. Well, I learned them on too. You could be on stage singing, and someone at the lip of the stage, and they're looking at you like you're singing, and you look that negative look like that. Sure. I mean, it kind of take away because that thing beam back on you. Hey, this person is not.
It's not into it. It's not feeling it. Yeah.
But you're playing, and a pretty girl or guy look at you like, yeah, man, it gives you more energy, and then you become creative, more creative. You be doing creative stuff. It's a funny thing, man, how the mind runs. You're creative.
But I really want you to touch on this. What was the racism like back in the day when you guys were breaking through? Because I can only imagine what it was. Because again, you guys were performing in the South.
Yeah. It was tough.
Performing in the South.
Yeah. And something else I appreciate about you, I appreciate you not even wanting to get into that. So I'm going to drag you into it.
Yeah, I don't mind
because
being into it.
I think that people need to hear what you guys went through because I didn't know what, I grew up not having a great deal of respect for Sammy Davis Jr. Until I read his book.
Right.
And I found out what he had to go through. And I found out even with him performing, in Vegas, he could perform in Vegas, but he had to come through the kitchen.
Yeah, true.
And he couldn't stay in the hotel at first.
Yeah.
Until Frank Sinatra said...
Oh, Frank Sinatra did a lot for black entertainers, man. A lot for black entertainers. He said, if you don't allow such I'm not going to play Cancer Date.
Right. Absolutely.
Good man.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what was it like for you guys? I like first-hand experience.
Well, first, because a lot of musicians that I know didn't want to travel in the South. They say, well, we having a problem in New Orleans. I don't want to go out there and such. So for us, like down South, we play music on the bandstand, and on that bandstand, you're powerful, you're entertainer, and then you Uncle Tony your way back instead of Russia, And what happened was you got to sit back there where they keep the storage from the Coca-Cola and the beer case stuff. It'd be so hot back there sometimes because that motor is running,
Oh, I remember reading in your book also that when you're very young, you had a drink from the wrong water fountain.
Oh, yeah, on Canal Street. I remember the store like it was yesterday or tomorrow.
All right, tell us about it.
And I was drinking from the water. My mother, a place called Krause department store on Canal Street. It's still there, too. And what happened was my mother went to, I always was inquisitive. Why? And so my mother went to the dressing room for to try on a dress or something like that. And I went to the water fountain, said colored only. I went and drank from the colored water fountain. The water was hot. And what happened was, I said, let me try the other one. Looking around, and I went to the white only water fountain. I turned up, man, that damn water was so cold. Freeze your teeth and everything like that. And the manager came out. He said, man, what that boy doing, dancing, drinking from the white? You know you're not supposed to do that. And my mother said, Charles, you know better. You're not supposed to do that. Don't you know better than that? When I get home, I'm going to whip your behind. We walked out the door, and my mother said, I'm so proud of you.
So you were aware, you were conscious of what you were doing?
Yeah, I was very conscious of that, You know, and then another thing, we had a thing on the public bus, the bus service, or in the streetcar too. They had a thing on the seat, on the back of the seat, and we used to call it a screen, and you couldn't sit in front of the screen for white only. Mm-hmm. So a lot of time, I used to throw the screen on the floor. You know,
so
just on the floor and everything, and the conductor said, "What happened?" I said, "I don't know."
So actually, you're kind of lucky to be alive.
I am, yeah. I'm a survivor. Went through a lot of stuff, man. Yeah. I am a survivor. Yeah.
No, because I mean, back in the day, anything could have happened to you. I mean, that manager coming out saying that boy knows better.
Yeah.
He didn't have to take that approach. He could have taken a different approach.
Yeah, and they always call you a boy. You're never a boy. If you become older than a boy, then you become uncle.
Exactly. I was going to say, you're either boy or uncle.
Your uncle, yeah. Or if you're older, you're grandpa or papa, stuff like that. But yeah, we seen some tough time back then. But that was started me to drinking. When I was playing Richard and everything, we played the South and everything like that. I started drinking about 19 though, and playing a places. Well, Richard wasn't too big at that time, but we played places. And what happened was, I said, why are they treating us like this? I said, the lyrics not bad. Richard, the lyrics, the long, tall South, that's funny. And Tutti Frutti and good God.
Well, but hold on. There was other lyrics to Tutti Frutti. In the beginning, am I correct?
Oh, yeah, but can I say that? No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say it too?
Sure.
The original lyrics to Tutti Frutti, when we played a club, we could not record this. Only in the club, because they didn't have no minds in the club. And Richard sang it loud. He said, okay, boy, Tutti Frutti. It was Tutti Frutti, good booty. If it's tight, it's all right. If it's greasy, you make it so easy. And he used to sing that in the nightclub. You understand? But we couldn't record that, you know.
Wow. And now we blame all the new artists today for raunchy lyrics and whatnot. But, the truth of the matter is, it's always been
undercover. Yes.
So we played I'll never forget, it was like yesterday, Amarillo, Texas. And we played Amarillo, Texas one night for the colored folks. Right. I mean, one night for the white folks, okay?
Right.
And the next night for the colored folks. But the white kids, and this before the Civil Rights Bill passed, I'd seen it. Before the white kids would come to the next night for the color show, but they was upstairs, the spectators. Mm-hmm. And Little Richard music sounds so good. The white kids used to jump down off the balcony, started dancing with the black kids.
Oh my gosh!
And that was in the 50s.
Yeah, you guys are asking for trouble.
That was in the 50s. And then Amarillo, Texas happened another time where Elvis Presley was supposed. Richard was shaking on the bandstand, and the police arrest Richard for shaking on the bandstand. They said, "Well, not shaking on that doing rock and roll stuff." They locked Richard out. So the tour man, they got him out of jail. And you tell that redneck Elvis Presley, we see he gonna be here in a couple of weeks. If he come and be shaking on the stage like you, we gonna lock his butt up too. And that's true.
I want to ask you now. When, of course, it was a big deal when Elvis Presley came on Ed Sullivan, and he was shaking, and shimmying.
Yeah.
Did that help you guys?
Well, that made him so great. Elvis Presley, a great man, good man. He had a good heart. But the thing about that is, they never seen a white guy shake like that. But if a black guy was shaking on David,
well, no, it wasn't going to be on television anyway. He was the first one on television to be able to shake it.
Yeah, but it was okay. He did it. I guess they got after him about some type of shaking and stuff like that. And just think, nowadays, if you don't shake on a bandstand, you ain't nothing.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like so many doors have been opened over time that people don't even realize it. Yeah. And that's why it's important to know your history.
Yeah.
And that's why it's to know the greats that came before you.
Yeah. And it ain't nothing that I read. I lived it. Mm-hmm. I lived it. Mm-hmm. And good thing I can remember these things, stuff like that.
Well, I'm so happy you guys are doing the documentary, number one, Rock and Rhythm. And I'm so happy that you have your two books because, again, that's a platform that we can all go back to and we can, we can understand. Because, as I said, I didn't have the respect I should have had for Little Richard until I read his book and realized that he was being in the Army and he was in one of the first integrated troops, and they used to beat him up every night.
Yeah. Oh, they used to run him, call him Sissy Little Richard and everything. And
did I say Little Richard? I meant to say Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh, yeah. He went to hell, Sammy Davis Jr. Yeah. But Frank Sinatra helped him a lot. So Frank Sinatra helped Sammy Davis to get his confidence and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But there were some good people those days, too. They wasn't all bad people. We used to play towns. There ain't no rock and roll. You ain't playing no rock and roll. Go back where you come from.
Well, it's interesting because, obviously Frank was from New Jersey.
Yeah.
East Coast. A different whole mindset than, if you will, what was really happening in the South at that time. Yeah. And so you played with Frank also, right?
Frank Sinatra?
Yeah.
No, I never played with Frank Sinatra. No, I met Frank Sinatra in 1990 when I was in Malmö, Sweden. I was a special trip. It wasn't the original episode. It was Richard had another band and went there. It's something about Frank Sinatra, man. Frank Sinatra, he was a small man and everything, but when he look at you, that energy, man, that energy and everything.
Yeah. You know what?
It looks like you're the only person that exists on earth.
Well, I'm going to tell you what it was. He was a Sagittarius. He was born in December. All December babies are special. Anyway, so what?
You were born in December?
How'd you guess?
Hey,
anyway,
I'm January.
Oh, really?
Capricorn.
That comes after, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so why don't you show me how you hold your drums and give us a little bit.
Well, I'm a left-hand drummer. I hold my stick like this, like this. I hold with my snare drum, and I got my ride cymbal right there, And then I add lib or pull a. But I just can't be like a robot. Just play like this, like I'm stiff, like I'm I got to move my body too. Because in the movie, when Richard said, so you're jumping in the hell, I'm doing this.
Right.
And all the guys in the band had dance steps.
Well, we know you got rhythm. Yeah. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with Dr. Jason because he's going to talk to you about holding those sticks.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
The beginning of
Welcome back to the Culture of Music and Film, and we have a lovely special guest joining us, Dr. Jason Kelberman, a chiropractic kinesiologist. Can you express to us what that is?
I can't explain that. So kinesiology is the study of how we move. What moves you are your muscles. So from a chiropractic point of view, I integrate the spine, your muscles, your nerves, your joints, acupuncture, metabolic nutrition, everything all into the amazing human beings that we are.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And it's my pleasure to be here today.
It's my pleasure to be in your company.
Sir Charles.
to be close. So some of the guys here know that I had attempted to be a drummer in my first incarnation. And for those of you out there exercising, I want to tell you something. Drumming is like the ultimate core exercise.
Really?
What the hell is he talking about? Well,
yes,
think about that for a second.
Yes.
You're sitting on a stool, no back support. Your right foot's doing one thing, your left foot's doing another, your right arm's doing something, your left arm's doing something different, and that's all going on all at the same time. Am I right?
You call it independent coordination.
There we go. So that's what core training, that's what modern core training is.
Right.
They get you in a position where you're operating your core and doing different things at the same time.
So you mean I didn't really have to do Pilates?
That's right. He could have taught you all these years.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
I could have been making money and
Okay.
at the same time,
Exactly.
and working on my core.
Exactly. So what happened to me was I realized that I was not going to be a great drummer.
Yeah, I could have told you that. No, I'm sorry.
And several people did. Not directly. Not directly. You know how that goes.
Sure.
Just no, you don't get that gig. No, you didn't win that top 40 gig. No, you didn't have that. So I decided that I would try to find something different. And I went through many incarnations until I came across chiropractic for me.
Really?
And that's where my passion is. I see how passionate this guy is. I see how passionate you guys are.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to have. I knew that I wasn't going to be, happy with myself unless I found what it was for me.
But would you say that's something that young people really should truly understand? That if you never want to work in life, you need to find something you're passionate about. Because when you're passionate about something and you do that as an occupation, it's not really work.
It's happiness.
Yes.
Yeah. But, hey, let's be real. There's some people that just want to make money.
Yeah.
And that's another whole thing. But they wake up later in life sometimes and go, I am really unhappy.
Yeah, but if you're passionate...
I have a lot of money, but I'm really unhappy.
No, but if you're passionate about making money...
We wouldn't mind being in that situation. That's another story.
If you're passionate about making money, you're still passionate.
Right.
Right?
Right. It's a thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So how, do you work with any musicians? And
I have.
And how does that... How do you make that connection between like someone that's a great drummer like Sir Charles and what you do? How can you help people?
So everybody's an individual.
Yeah.
Everybody has a unique thing that's going on, a problem that's going on, a condition that they have. Either it's genetic or it's work related, whatever. And so my expertise is figuring out how to make that strong again. Mm. So for example, somebody comes in with a knee problem, thinks it's a knee problem, but in reality, he's got a hip problem above and ankle bone problem below by that song.
He's in trouble.
Knee bone's connected to the hip bone. So right on. I can't even begin to tell you how right that was. In 1936 on up, it's like, truth is truth.
Right.
So it's my specialty to figure out how to put people back together again. Mm. Whatever they need, that's what I'm going to do.
Mm. Okay. So can you just look at someone walking and see?
Absolutely.
You see,
and I had to shut that off over the years because I used to walk up to people and say, "Hey, by the way, your left hip's not looking too good." And I'd have to, duck a little bit. And so I stopped that.
Right.
I can.
Yeah, but that must be difficult because I do understand that. So I programmed radio for a lot of years. So when I would go to other cities and listen to a radio station, I would go, "Oh man, that was all wrong," and now I want to fix their radio station, and you can't do that.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right. People have to want it.
Yeah.
So if they want it, I can deliver it.
Right.
And I've worked with a lot of VIPs in my day. So I got about 35 years in now.
So what's your specialty? Is there a specialty in your practice?
I keep thinking about that. My specialty is that I do a lot of unique things that the average chiropractor can't, the average physical therapist can't.
Such as?
The number one thing... Traditional chiropractic is all about spinal manipulation.
Right.
That's great. That's good. sometimes you're traumatized. You can't accept that physically.
Right.
So you have to have other techniques, other tricks in your bag.
Sure.
You gotta be able to work with the person that's in front of you.
Right.
And 50% of the population does not like spinal manipulation. So I've spent the last 35 years coming up with light, gentle techniques that are non-manipulative, that are safe and wonderful.
Right.
So that's kind of my bag. I treated a lot of trauma cases, so you had to come up with something that the person could accept and get well with.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to get in touch with you, how does that work?
Yeah, well...
Just start walking crippled.
and
it looked like you want help.
And hope that he's around.
I need help.
Yeah. There's a lot of them on the street. I'm sure he's not.
I don't mean no harm.
Phone number is the easiest way. 310-268-8008.
Okay.
I'm in West LA.
Okay.
Easy to get to. We work all kinds of hours. I'm still working all kinds of hours. I got to take care of people. That's kind of what doctoring is all about.
Right.
Remember the day when the doctor would come out to your house?
I remember those days. Yep.
You remember?
Yep.
I remember when I was sick. When I was okay.
They didn't come to my neighborhood.
Doctor came. Well, sorry.
They're not.
House call.
But the fact that they used to come out to your house when you were really sick, and kids get sick in the middle of the night,
sure.
they don't think, I got to get 9 to 5.
Right.
No. So yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
We
That's
do what we
great.
need
That's
to do
great.
when we need to do it.
So again, I can call you.
Absolutely.
You have a website?
I've got a couple of websites. Actually, I'm redoing the website now.
Okay.
Google made some changes, so we got to Google along with it.
Sure.
So one of the websites is Los Angeles Neuropathy Center, because I deal with specialty in nerve damage cases.
Right.
Whether it's from diabetes or chemotherapy or
really?
aging, related, so that type of thing, or
everybody, when everyone thinks of diabetes, they only think of just
sugar.
Sugar, exactly. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
But so what's some of the side effects?
Like
what?
Oh well, you name it, including heart disease.
Really?
It's so dysfunctional, and I just got to say this: just taking some drugs for a diabetic is not really the answer. Okay, it'll get your blood tests better. It'll keep you alive, but you basically got to get the hell off sugar.
Right.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah. My wife is diabetic.
I'm sorry, but America needs to get the beep off sugar,
right?
Because we're doing a lot of damage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you find that I find that in general the population is a lot bigger today than it used to be?
Yeah.
I would say overweight.
Yeah.
And part of that is because of that sugar.
Absolutely.
So does that have an effect on someone's gait, the way they walk, the way they?
Well, they're going to have a lot more inflammation and a lot more complications.
Okay.
So whereas if you were a healthy individual with a knee problem, that'd be one thing.
Sure.
Now that you're a diabetic person with a knee problem, now not only do I got to fix your physical structure, but now I got to fix your metabolism.
Right.
Because unless I get the inflammation down, it's going to keep coming back.
Right.
And a lot of conditions are like that, which is why I love to do what I do, because I try to get to the root, the bottom of what's going on.
Right, right.
Whether it's, a spinal problem, a shoulder problem, whatever.
Right. So again, hit us with that number.
310-268-8008.
That's Dr. Jason.
Dr. Jason.
Look, I feel good. But I might just call him up. Just hey, how am I walking today?
Absolutely.
Doc, talk to me. Yeah, but don't tell me.
We all need care, especially as you age. You got to keep after it.
That's true. That's so very true.
You got to keep moving. You got to keep the body moving. That's what it's all about. If you don't, you lose your energy. You lose your passion.
You have any words of wisdom for this young man?
Just keep doing what he's doing, because it's a pleasure to just be around.
Right.
Well, I had heart surgery about a year and 2 months ago. But I never drank. Got off drugs 50 years ago, but it was the diet, the food I was eating.
It really is a factor.
Sure, the question.
Yes.
A huge factor.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I'm not a proponent of eating a complete vegetarian diet for all of us meat eaters out there, but it should be a big component. Like veganism, I think is a great short-term solution for something.
Whoa! What?
Short-term? Did you hear that word? Short-term.
Whoa.
Short-term. Yeah.
Short-term.
The show is just about to run over. Okay. Right. So why short-term?
I just think we have specific genetic qualities that we carry. If you come from 20 generations of meat eating.
Yeah.
It's really not easy to become a vegetarian. You're going to be iron deficient, B12 deficient, protein deficient.
Yeah, man, listen.
Like that.
Listen.
You don't want to hear that.
I've been a vegan for 29 years.
Yeah.
This year, the 19th of this year.
Some of my most
Hold
difficult
on.
cases are vegan.
Well, you got to talk to them. I'm not with them. And I'm not deficient
I say
in anything.
veganism is good.
Okay.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Woo, thank you. Yeah. We got that out of
It's
him.
a good thing.
Oh, this well.
Yeah. No, well, I do understand that because, some people, the bodies are not the same.
Right.
So some people require different things.
Absolutely.
And it's just like this young man starting where he did and becoming a great drummer. I mean, a lot of people could have been in that same situation and it never happened for them.
Right.
And again,
he got there with hot dogs.
yeah. I don't even want
I'm sorry.
I don't even want to think about this stuff. But see,
Well, you can eat like that when you're younger.
Yeah, when you're young, you eat anything.
yeah, you can eat it. Well, see, that's the other thing that people don't realize either. Now, see, we're going to talk about diet. We're supposed to be talking about third child.
Yeah.
But see, that's the other thing that people don't realize is that, back in the day, people said they want to eat just like they used to eat, but we don't do the work like we used to work.
Right.
We didn't work. We didn't work in air conditioning buildings. We worked outside. A lot of our ancestors picked cotton, and they worked from what they call from K to K. Okay, from sun up to sundown. So again, it's like you can eat whatever you want because you're going to sweat it off.
Yeah.
You're not going to maintain it.
It's helped to the sweat, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Good for the lymphatic system. I mean, it moves things. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. This is fascinating. Oh my gosh. Listen, Sir Charles. So again, I'm just fascinated. First of all, talking to you. Thank you for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
And again, how you got 2 books. What's the name of your books?
Don't give up your dream. You can be a winner too. And the other story of a legendary drummer.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on another book soon too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And your documentary that you want to call a movie?
Yeah, the documentary, the Charles kind of rock and rhythm.
Mm-hmm. And some of the people that's on there?
Slim Jim, Pat Boone, H.B. Bond. H.B. Bond played a big part. Shirley Lee, Earl Palmer, a lot of great people, musicians.
And for those that don't know, H.B., he was Aretha Franklin's music director for many, many years.
Yeah. H.B.
Yeah.
Bonner, yeah.
Yeah, did a lot in the music
Yeah, he was
industry.
producer and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know him, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Powerful guy, man.
Absolutely.
He can play all kind of instruments.
Well, listen, if you're going to play with the Queen of Soul, you better be doing something right. That's just like playing with Little Richard and James Brown.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I can't believe that you can say that in one sentence.
Oh, yeah.
I played with Little Richard and James Brown at the same time.
Yeah. And many others, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so many incredible things yourself. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame in New Orleans had to have to be
Oh,
really
yeah.
special for you.
Louisiana Music Hall of Fame, great. Nothing but the best. Not bragging.
Oh, come on, you can brag now.
Please do.
Exactly.
It's an honor, man.
Listen, as Muhammad used to say, it's not bragging if you can back it up.
Yeah, back it up.
Okay?
Yeah,
if you can't back it up, it's just
right.
pure
It's an honor to be with these people, man. I never thought I'd live long enough for do the thing I'm doing now.
Why not?
I don't know, because they used to say you're 60 years old, you die 60 and 55.
Who said
Who told
that?
you
Well,
that?
somebody said, I don't know. I wish, I know the person that said I'd shoot him.
He doesn't really mean that.
No, I didn't really.
He's a non-violent guy.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
Trying to be funny. No fool, no fun.
Oh, yeah. I listen. That's a great segue because I think that laughter really does keep you young.
It does, yeah. And be happy and use your imagination. And when you start thinking about negative things, hold your head up high and daydream.
So people dreaming. That's another thing. I was at this seminar once, and the guy that was leading the seminar asked, "Do people still dream?" And I thought about it I was working and living in New York at the time. So the first thing I thought, no. people are not dreaming.
Right.
Because again, it's like you get hit in the face every day with some kind of controversy.
Yeah.
But again, why do people lose the desire to dream?
Well, that's why they got Central Park in New York, because them little apartments, unless you're a rich person, you have a big apartment, a big flat, they call it. Everybody go to Central Park, and they just can relate because they got rough.
Yeah, but you got to get out of Central Park by sundown.
It's rough now?
Now?
I was there 2 years ago.
Well,
I was there 2 years
well,
ago.
you're Sir Charles.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a different story. They just recognize.
Yeah.
But for the rest of us, you know, it's like there's a certain curfew.
Yeah.
We know that, okay, we're going to turn the park back over to you guys.
Well, I know back there in the 50s, some of the guys in the band, we would stay at the hotel, Teresa, Teresa Hotel?
Yeah.
That guy used to catch the bus with him and go to Central Park and smoke pot.
Right, no.
But that was in the 50s and the 60s.
Well, you see, but if you're smoking pot, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because now ain't nobody going to bother you. They're just going to ask you for a hit.
Yeah.
You know, so it depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
But again, it's like fascinating life you've had.
Yeah. Thank you.
Fascinating life.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's why you have to read his books. And when is this documentary coming out? I want it out next week. When is it coming out?
Oh, my other book?
Documentary.
Oh, well, we're still working on it. Hopefully about, got to ask the boss man, about a year or 6 months from now.
I'll say next spring.
Next spring? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Everybody should look out for that.
Yeah.
And what's the name of it again?
The Charles Connor Rock and Rhythm.
Yes.
Rock and Rhythm, because I did play rock and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right. So what is the difference between rock and roll and rhythm and blues?
What's different?
Yeah.
Well, blues is more slower tempo. Rock and roll is up there. The tempo is more of a cut time tempo.
Yeah, but
or a fast full tempo.
Yeah, but okay, hold on. James Brown played a lot of up-tempo songs, and he was always considered R&B.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, he played a common time. He slow or whatever. So he had a hell of a arrangement, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But blues is more, I seen the change.
Yeah, but we're not talking about blues now. See, that's the misnomer to me, because when you look at, they kind of lumped it together, rhythm and blues.
Yeah.
So just have one category.
Yeah.
But to me, they're like distinctive. Like B.B. King is
Blues.
Blues, yeah.
and James Brown is, rhythm.
Yeah.
And then rock is a little richer.
It's up there.
But then
they got
funk.
heavy metal rock and hard rock and all that stuff,
Yeah.
And what's so amazing is that you were able to put all of those aspects into your entire career, which is absolutely amazing. You tell your story so authentically, and I absolutely am so grateful for your presence here with us today.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so very much for being here with us today and enlightening us on your journeys, your travels, and everything you overcome.
And Dr. Jason, thank you for your input. And you know what?
It's been an absolute delight to be here and join you guys.
Oh, people should really, honestly, we have no idea. Average person walking the street has no idea how badly they need your services. Really, because
Thank you for sharing
just like even understanding the difference between, what happens when you have these dreaded diseases going through your body. It affects you in so many different ways.
I'd love to keep people from getting diseases. That's
yes.
where we all need to go now.
And that's really rare to hear doctors say, because most doctors, and you're not most doctors, of course, but most doctors, they push pills. They don't push
But we have a
cures.
disease-based country right now. It's wrong.
I want to ask you one thing.
Yes, sir.
Why a lot of doctors deprive their own health and everything? Because they're dedicated to helping other people?
Right.
You got to be born with that kind of gift on to help people and stuff.
If I walked into an office and saw a fat smoking doctor, I would run.
Yeah. It's
Is that what you were getting at?
Yeah. Because they don't take care of themselves. I mean, it's like barbers. You need a haircut and all that stuff, but they barbers and everything like that. I was married to Little Richard's sister for 10 years, and she was already.
Here we go.
And
now it's coming out.
Yeah, and she said that, we born like that to help people,
Yeah.
That's a gift they have to help people and stuff like that.
Listen. Thank you guys so much. You guys, this has just been a wonderful show. We never have enough time. We got to have you back. We got to do it again.
Appreciate that, yeah.
Thank you both for really being a part. Vaughn, thank you.
Thank you.
For having me.
Of course.
Just kidding.
That's very kind of you, man.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Heaven must have known that this day would surely